The world before this was a fighting world. Obstacles were meant to be pushed against, faced, fought, and won. Any given circumstance was the opening offer from the universe. Do not accept. We were told and taught to negotiate and to fight. But not now. Now negotiation is a joke. Now you take what you can get. Remember speed? That is a joke now too. What's the hurry? Movement is a joke. Travel is a joke. Exploration is a joke. Where you been? We laugh at that now. It is also a joke. If you were like I was, or like I am, then this all makes sense. I mean, if you had a feeling, like I had a feeling in the days before, the days, the weeks, and months before, this kind of feeling, like something rumbling, something messed up, something low, something inside, like in your stomach, or like a really early sign of a headache. How are you doing? I can't get off the floor sometimes. For me, this is a victory, a world without expectations. I've been waiting for this my whole life. I'm laying on the floor looking through a crack. You can see through to the basement if you close one eye. Ah, well. That's what my grandma says when it's time to end the conversation. Ah, well. Then she walks away, goes into the kitchen, fills the kettle again. I've got a hole in my head, and I've learned to call it a throat. I need to look it up. I make a mental note to look it up later, see if there are actually different pipes, one for food, one for air, or is that just something my dad says when he eats too fast? I put away some of my clothes. I write half a letter. The phone is only ever half charged. The lamp in the living room is set to a timer. No one touches it. It clicks on before everything goes dark. It clicks off when my dad has decided to go to bed. This is not a great situation for a nostalgic person. I do not have so much to be nostalgic about. I am only 14. They talk about the things erased. There will be no. This year there will be no. But there is still grass. There is still the floor that I still lay on. There is still this window, this roof, this road. There are still animals, still fields, still farms, still buildings, still cars. There is still dinner. There is food. There is swallowing. There is teeth. There is a small town. That is this town. There is still the neighbor on her porch. I wave through the window. She waves. There is still gravity. Things still fall. My dad dropped a hammer on his toe. The cup I knocked from the table still smashed to the ground. The laundry basket still tumbles down the stairs. There is still the stairs. Still laundry. Still my dad. I'm holding on to the electricity. If we had to do this in the dark without electronics, that would really test me. I'm going for a walk. Remember speed? Some things have fallen off. My dad used to double-check the front door to see if it was locked at night. He doesn't anymore. It's not that there aren't intruders. There are still intruders. There are still break-ins and accidents. There are still broken hinges. Now's as good a time as any, he says, to take stock of things. Some things, he says, some things just fall away. When he says this, it makes me think of meat falling off of a bone. In my essence, I am like meat falling off of a bone. I am someone who gives into gravity because what else can you do but give into gravity? I was made for times like these. I know that is a precocious thing to say because I'm 14 and I do not know any other times but these ones, but let me say it because I think it to be true. I am comfortable laying on the ground. I am okay with traveling small distances. They say the cities are the worst, and we won't go to cities for a while. I walk past the river, out the back where the grass becomes woods. Woods become fields. They've roped some parts of it off now. They say it's private land. New people came and hung up no trespassing signs, put them up on wire, hanging all across. I walk there anyway. I climb under the wires. I'm not looking for anyone. And if I see someone, I don't have to talk to them. I told you, I was made for these times. The fields are full of dead grasses. I walk in them waist deep. When does the dead grass go green again? I can't remember. Cows standing by staring, eating grass. I can relate. Stare and chew. Do they remember before? Do they know about change? They look at me like they're disappointed. I don't say this to sound conceited, but I do think I called it. I do think I felt it coming on, like I told you. The worst thing would be, my grandma says, is if things just go right back to how they used to be. That's the worst possible outcome. I don't have anything to compare it to. I've gone for a walk. It's what everyone does now. It wasn't creepy how it happened. I went along with it. I went walking, saw that man David, lives in the red house. He asked if he could walk with me. I said okay, because what was the worst that would happen? Where could he take me that I didn't already know? We walked a ways up the hill, staying on the road. There's no shoulder for walking. He took the outside. If a car came, it would have hit him first. I think that's him being chivalrous, or gentlemanly, or whatever, even though he's got, that hair and the jacket. We walk for a while, side by side and silent. Up where it gets woodsy, where there's trees. His windbreaker makes a swish sound with every step. My nose drips and I sniff. Eventually he said he should walk me home. I said nah, I was going to keep going. He asked if I was sure, and I said I was, so he left me there. I sat on a rock and watched him walk away, back down the hill, through the trees. I wasn't sure if he wanted anything. He didn't say, and I'm not a mind reader. There's still gravity. There's still wind. There's still floods. The floods have become like no big deal. No big deal for me or my dad. Or my grandma. Shit. I wanted to tell you something else too, but I think I've gone a bit off track. That's the thing now. The guardrails have all revealed themselves very flimsy. Ah, well. I guess I'll tell you when I remember. She's all right, my grandma. She tells me on the phone. I call her now on the phone at night. I call her on her landline. I hear her pulling on the cable. I wouldn't know much about what it's going to be like after this. I went out under the signs that say no trespassing. I'm probably getting mud all over me, ticks and bugs in my shoes, but I don't care now. Things fall away naturally, just like he said, just like meat off the bone. I think the thing I'd take with me is the shovel. I'd take the shovel from the barn. If I was alone and had to fend for myself, if there was no house, no road, no phone, no town, no grandma, if I didn't have anything, that would be the most useful tool. Not the hammer, and not the gun. At least with a shovel, you can dig. If I could, I would cut myself out and paste myself onto a new background. Cut away everything else. No circumstance and no room. Me against the background. Floating in time and space. If you cut out a picture of me laying here, if you took away the floor, I might look like I was flying,